Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and I needed some quick thank you notes today. It seems like it's that time of year where we need lots of thank you notes, and in my brain I was going to be doing a Christmas kind of theme thank you notes. I think it's kind of fun with Christmas gifts and stuff to give notes that are Christmas, but I haven't been feeling well for about a week now, and so I have not been getting stuff done. And so today I pulled out my design studio thinking Christmas thank you notes in my brain, but instead came up with these little thank you notes. You're going to see how quick and easy. In fact, the hardest part of it was finding my images in the design space. So I pulled out my Cricut design space and I started going through the cartridges that I had, and I found two different images that we're using today. One is from Close to My Heart's Artfully Sent, and the other one is from Close to My Heart's Artiste. Now neither of these cartridges are currently available. They retired and then they were while supplies last, but I'm pretty sure they're gone. So if you want to find this, you probably are going to have to find a consultant who may have a backlog of them, a back stock of them, or maybe on eBay or something. But anyway, so I started with my card base, and this is the card base from Artfully Sent. So what I did is this one, the height of it, I did at 5.5 inches because I wanted it to fit in my envelope. Now, I did not unlock the cartridge and resize the card, though I could have, but I decided not to. I just left it locked at 5.5 inches tall, and that gave me a width of under 8 inches, which means that that is going to be a little bit shy of a regular A2 size card, and that's okay because we're going to play with it a little bit, and we're still going to make it will still be smaller, but it will go in the envelope nicely, and it turns out really sharp. So this was the image, and it cut out this beautiful wreath. And again, the Cricut Explorer does such a great job with these more intricate patterns. So then I pulled out the Artiste. I found this image when I was searching under Artiste, and it's a thank you, and it was cut at 1.8 inches tall. So if you have those cartridges, those are the measurements on them. So I'm going to set the thank you aside, and we're going to go to the card base. So this is sea glass cardstock from Close to My Heart, and what we're going to do is this ends up, like I said, it's under 8 inches, but I am still going to score it at the 4-inch mark right here. I was kind of surprised because I expected there to be tick marks when I had cut this, and there's not, but I'm kind of glad because I'm kind of playing with the sizes a little bit. So I've scored it at 4 inches there. I'm going to set my score pal aside, or scoreboard aside from Martha Stewart, and then we're going to fold it right on that line. And you have to be a little bit careful because it is very close to the top, and so you have to be careful with your image here. But we're going to fold that right on the line and crease it down just like so. Excuse me. Let me grab a drink really quickly. I have my vanilla zero there ready for such a time. Now I don't think you can see this very well on camera, but this doesn't line up because I didn't do it right in the center. But that is by design. What it did is I took a piece of black cardstock, again from Close to My Heart, and I cut this at 5.5 inches tall, just like the card, but I cut it at the full 4 inches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open out that card, and I am going to run my ATG around the edge of the card base, trying to be careful, and it gets a little tricky on the top, but trying not to get it into my cut space as much as I can, but I also don't want to cross the line there, so I have to be kind of careful. And then I go back and add some adhesive into the middle because I want it to stick down there as well. Then I'm going to take my piece of black cardstock, and I'm going to position it right up to the crease over there. Make sure it's nice and straight. Press it down and fold my card. And what you will see is now I have a black border at the end of my card. So this is still not quite perfectly A2 size. Remember, an A2 is 8 1/4, so if it was another 1/4 of an inch long, it would be more of an A2 size card, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. So now we have that lovely little black border that just gives it that pop. Now, this part will be black because it's a thank you note. That doesn't really concern me because I typically don't write a lot. This is plenty of real estate to write my message on my thank you notes, so I don't mind the 2 different colors there. If you needed more space, you might want to put another piece of your sea glass or white or something on top of this if you wanted to, if you needed more room to write, but I will not for what I'm doing with this. So then we are taking our images, our thank you image, and this is liquid glass from Close to My Heart, but I've put it in this little bottle, and I can't remember the brand name of this bottle, but it is a fabulous find. I had seen other people use it, and I had a discount coupon from Simon Says Stamp. I had a gift certificate, and so I decided to use it for some of this, and it's about, I think, $4 or $5 maybe, but it is worth every penny. If you have worked with liquid glass or glossy accents or any of those that are basically the same thing with different names, then you know how easily the tip clogs and what a mess that makes. That doesn't happen with this at all. I've gone and not used that for like a week and it still works just fine. So I'm just going to glue that down. Now my original plan was not to use glue at all. I don't like using glue any more than I have to because I tend to make a mess with it, kind of like I did there. But my Xyron 2.5 inch was out of adhesive, so we will use this. Okay, so now it's all glued down. Very simple. I think it's kind of elegant, saying thank you. Now there's one more step that I wanted to do, just give it a little bit more pop, and that is I took my shimmer brush and I am just going to go over just the thank you. You could go, if you wanted to, you could go back into all of the black and go over it with your thank you, with your shimmer brush, just to give it that little extra shimmer to the letters and to the image of the floral print coming out. But I decided I just want to go over the thank you part. You could also go over the border on the bottom and give that a little bit of shimmer, but I am just going over the thank you. And there we have our pretty little card, and as you can see, it went together super fast. It took me as long to do this one as it took me to do 2 more because I'm talking, but it goes together super fast, and the most difficult part was finding the images that I wanted. So again, using Artfully Sent, the card was cut at 5.5 inches high, leaving the lock feature on, so it ended up being, I think it was like 7.84 wide by 5.5 high. And then the image thank you was cut using the Artiste cartridge at 1.8 image or 1.8 inches high, again leaving it locked, so however the width works out from there. And there we have our card. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things, and don't forget some of those older cartridges you have sitting in your stash. Have a great day.